Hey, welcome to goal setting for September. So today we are going to look at the big picture of what kinds of things you want to create in your career. And we're actually gonna start with the end goal. So one of the big tenets of creating goals is picturing your exit strategy and how you'll end your career. And I know that sounds a little bit morbid, but bear with me, because when you start a business, you have to consider how long you're going to be doing this business and what it looks like at the end. So if you're starting a tech company or something that can be sold, you want to consider that when you're first building it. Um, you want to create it with the intention of selling it to someone else who can run it and execute it in alignment with the vision that you created in the first place. When it comes to music and artistry, it's a lot harder to sell our businesses. So that end goal is usually something like retirement, or in a lot of cases, people think that they're going to be playing music on stage literally until the day they die. And so this is something that I want you to start thinking about right now when you're at the beginning of your career is, what does it look like at the end? Are you going to retire? Are you going to do it for a few years and then quit? Are you going to create a record label or a publishing company that you're then going to sell? Just start turning these ideas over in your head and keep that end goal in mind for how big of a star you want to be, how many people you want to have on your team, how many records you want to record, how many songs you want to record. What does it look like further down the line? So with that vision in mind, I want to take you through a small guided meditation to start out this workshop. I want you to be able to really picture your best life. So bear with me on this. I want you to take a deep breath, a couple of really big, deep cleansing breaths. Breathe in for a count of 4. Hold it. And breathe out for a count of 4. And do this 2 or 3 more times. And so now you should start to feel your shoulders relaxing and everything's getting a little bit softer. I want you to keep your eyes closed and start at the top of your head and scan down through your body. So it's like one of those old school scanners. I want you to feel each area and really tap into it. Go down through your head, into your eyebrows, your eyes and your jaw, down through your throat and your neck, into your shoulders, down through your body, and check in with every part of your body and think about how it feels. I want you to feel your heart beating. I want you to feel the breath coming into your diaphragm, coming out of your mouth. I want you to feel your back against the seat and your hips and your legs in the seat, and really root yourself to where you are. Feel your feet on the floor of the couch. Take another deep breath. And now I want you to ask yourself a question in the second person. So I want you to use the word you, okay? How do you picture your life 25 years from now? Think about all the things you have going on and think about one dream that makes you the most excited. Which one dream makes you the most excited? That's the question I want you to ask yourself. When you think about this dream, you should feel fire in your soul. You should feel excitement and passion, but I don't want you to get too fired up right now because we're in the middle of a meditation. Just take a deep breath. Feel yourself in the chair. If only one of your dreams was going to be successful, which would it be? Take another deep breath. And I want you to hold on to this vision as we move through the rest of this workshop. So go ahead and take a few more deep breaths. Great. So that vision that you're picturing of yourself 25 years down the road, that dream it's a note from the divine. It's something spiritual that's telling you what path you should be taking as you move forward through your career. There's a lot of questions that you can ask yourself around this dream. You can ask yourself, what's the best version of yourself in this image? What do you look like? What kind of clothes are you wearing? How are you spending your day? What kind of car are you driving? Are you optimistic? Are you happy? So I want you to take a minute and jot down on a piece of paper what that dream looks like to you right now in this moment. And then we're going to talk about how to turn this dream and this vision into a very specific goal. Okay, so I'm going to share my screen with you so you can see the outline for the rest of the workshop. All right, so the first thing that we're going to do is the big picture meditation where you picture your best life, and we can check that off. That is done. So I talked in that meditation, I talked about picturing your one dream. And this is a method of goal setting that I heard about through a writer named Rachel Hollis. And I really like coming back to this, especially in the very first goal setting workshop. So she encourages people to every day write down their 10 dreams. And those 10 dreams can be personal or business related, doesn't matter. All it is 10 things that you want to achieve in your life. So this could be, I want to run a half marathon. I want to be a recording artist. I want to create art that hangs in a gallery. I want to do photography or have some kind of artistic outlet. So I want you to take a minute and write 10 dreams. Go ahead and pause this video and write down 10 dreams for yourself. I'm going to show you mine. So go ahead and start writing. I'll be here. Okay, so now that you have written out your 10 dreams, I want to show you what mine are. If you got stuck in any way, I want to be able to provide a resource for you for that. So share my screen again. Okay, my number one dream is I am completely debt-free. That one is extremely important to me. It's the one that I'm focusing on the hardest in my life right now. I don't want a car loan. I don't want a mortgage. I don't want to be beholden to any bank at all. So I am completely debt-free. Number two, my home life is stable and my children are well adjusted. That one comes from my own childhood, which was not exactly stable. And I want to make sure to provide that for my family so that they have a better time than I did. I have $1 million in the bank. So, you might be thinking, wow, that's a big goal. These should be big goals. These should be dreams. They should be something that when you think about it, you're almost a little bit scared of it. But I can't wait until the day I open up my bank app and I see 7 figures. It's going to be a good day. I can be my true self around my friends and family. I have published a book. I travel widely and often. I miss traveling so much. I'm sure you guys do too. I speak at music business conferences. This is one that I really feel in my soul, especially since it's been so long since I've been to a music business conference. I really want that feeling of sitting up on a stage and inspiring young people in the audience. I help musicians and artists start and launch their businesses. That's one that I'm living right now. I am completely sober and I dance every day. So those are the 10 things that I believe would make my life exactly the way that I was meant to be in this world. And I strive for them every single day in one way or another. I haven't been able to dance in a while because I've been injured. So I'm focusing on my physical therapy activities and exercises, and I'm trying to get back to the point where I feel comfortable dancing all the time. So these dreams can be, they can be related to your business, they can be related to your life or your health or your friends or your family. But I want you to write them, and I want you to write them often. So Rachel Hollis suggests that you write them every day. I think that would be great. And write them in the present tense. There's a difference between saying, I will travel or I want to travel, and saying, I do travel. Say the former, it gives you an out. It gives you some leeway where you say, oh yeah, I want to do that, but I don't know if I ever will. We want to say it as if it's already happening. So that is why it's written the way that it is. And as we go forward through this goal setting workshop, you're going to choose one of these dreams to focus on every month. And it's going to be the one that you create a SMART goal for, and that you work into your budget, and that you make sure you're really striving towards on a regular basis. So that brings us to point number 3 in the workshop, which is choose one dream. So there's one of these dreams that you've just written down that's going to jump out at you as something that you can actually do right now. And for me, it is to help musicians and artists start and launch their businesses. That's the thing that has to happen before I can publish a book, before I have $1 million in the bank, before I can speak at music business conferences. And it's a goal that I've been working on for a really long time, and it's never going to necessarily go away, but it's something that I'm putting a lot of my time and effort into right now. So choose one dream, one of these dreams, and circle it or highlight it or change the color on it, write it on a Post-it note and stick it to your bathroom mirror. And that's the one that we're going to focus on for the month of September. Okay. So now we need to think about, what do we need to do this month to make this dream become a reality logistically? So for me, to help musicians and artists start and launch their businesses, I have to do this workshop, and I have to make the content library, and I have to make sure that I'm reaching new musicians and that I'm active on social media and asking for referrals. So there's a lot of details and logistics that go into making sure that this dream actually happens, right? So take a few minutes and think about, make a list of specific things that you need to do to make this dream a reality. So for me, I'm going to write launch businesses so I don't get distracted. And in order to help people launch businesses, I have to host workshops, create worksheets and content, reach new people, musicians and artists, and be consistent. So those are my tangible actions that I have to do in order to make my dream a reality that I need to focus on right now. And then the question becomes, is this dream connected to money? Absolutely, 100%. This is my career. This is my lifeline. Yes, it's a big fat yes. So now I need to examine my financial commitments for this. And for that, I have to think about what's the hosting service for the place where I'm having the workshops, creating the worksheets. How much time do I have? So let's write this down. What resources are needed? How much time do I have to give? What issues might come up? And is there a deadline? Anytime we're working with goals, it's best to give yourself a soft deadline. So with regards to the financial commitments, what resources are needed? I need hosting software. I need video conferencing software. And I need ad spend to get new students in. How much time do I have to give? Well, it's going to be different for everybody. So I want you to answer this question for yourself. How much time do you have to give? Is it 40 hours a week? Is it 80? Is it 12? How many hours do you have per day? I usually have about 5 hours a day that I can dedicate to my dream. And that includes the weekends. So about 35 hours a week. What issues might come up? I'm a parent, so my issues are usually related to my children. Stuff. Health. Family, friends, needing things. And is there a deadline? I don't have a deadline on this dream. I'll keep doing this until I'm 70 years old if I have to. But I like to give myself monthly deadlines. So I know in my head that I want to have 5 workshops for the month of September. And that gives me something to focus on. 5 workshops before October. Okay. So now we're going to open up a blank spreadsheet. I like Google Sheets. You can use whatever you want. Just open up a blank spreadsheet. And we're going to start working this dream into something tangible. So in the first column, I want you to put income. Column A, row 2. I want you to write income. And here, I want you to list all of the different ways that you will make money this month. So it might be like gig 1, paycheck from your day job, side hustle, whatever it is for you. So I'm going to be specific with mine. And I'm going to write MMC, workshops, coaching. So these are the 3 ways that I generally make money on a regular basis. And so in this first column right here, in the second column right here, in column B, I want you to write out how much money you know is coming in between now and the end of October from each of the gigs or projects or income strategies that you wrote right here. Okay, so I'm just going to guesstimate here. I'm just going to pull random numbers. So I'm going to write 300 here, and then we're going to write 50 here, and we're going to write 250 here. Okay, So these are my income and these go in as a positive number. And then down here, we're gonna write business related expenses. So I have to pay for Kajabi, it's $199 a month. I already paid for Zoom, but I'm gonna write it here anyway. And now I'm like, well, wait, I don't even remember what I needed, right? So let's go back here and look what resources are needed. Okay, what resources are needed? Hosting software, that's Kajabi, got it. Video conferencing software, that's Zoom, got it. Ad spend to get new students, okay. So come back here, ads. Let's say there's 14 days left in September and I want to run $2 worth of ads a day. So let's just call it $30 ad spend for the month. I already paid for Zoom, so I'm just going to leave that as a 0 for now. And then incidentals. It's not the way you spell incidentals. There we go. So let's call that $50, random things that might pop up. So these are actually going to go in as a negative number. And I apologize for that. So negative 30, incidentals negative 50. Okay, so we have all the income coming in. We have all the workshops going, I'm sorry, we have all the income coming in. We have all the expenses coming out as negative numbers. And we're gonna highlight this whole section. So what I did was I tapped on this first one and then I pressed the shift button and the arrows. I go down through the entire thing until I get a couple lines down and then come right over here and click this symbol right here, functions, and click sum. So since these are in as positive numbers and these are in as negative numbers, it's going to come out with a net number. And that is our potential income for the month. So right now I'm showing a profit of $321 for the month. And that leads me into the next question. So we opened a spreadsheet, we made a list of the ins, we made a list of the outs. And now we need to create a section for the dream and give it a SMART goal. So my dream is launch businesses. And now what can I do with this $321 that helps me launch businesses? How can I focus my efforts right there? So I have a couple options. I'm gonna come over here and just write. I can do a video series with a professional videographer. I could get some photos done. I could do a bigger ad spend. So let's focus on that. Let's focus on a bigger ad spend. So what if I made that $300 and I left a $50 profit in my business, but my ad spend is now boosted to $20 a day for the next 14 days. That gives me a clear focus on what I want to achieve and how I'm going to spend the money. So let's say we're going to move forward with this. I'm like, okay, this is my budget, this is my profit. Now I know I'm going to spend $300 on ads. What does that ad look like? So my dream is to help musicians and artists launch businesses. My SMART goal for the month is a certain number of new students. How many? Well, I can spend $300 a month on ads. There's a few things that I need to do in order to make this happen. I need to create the ad, target the ad to specific people. And then continuously check up on it and make sure that it's working properly. Now I have a SMART goal. Now my goal is create an ad. That's one goal. Run the ad, target it to specific people, and check on it to make sure it's working. So since this is the first month, this is my benchmark month. This is the month where I'm not exactly sure how many people are going to see that 300. I'm not exactly sure how many people are going to see the ad. I don't know what $300 is going to get me. I don't know exactly how many new students I'll get. But I have so SMART stands for specific, measurable, attainable, realistic, and time-based goal. Okay. So I hope that if I spend $300 on ads, I'm going to at least make that back in members. I have a coupon going on right now where the MMC membership is only $58. So what is 300 divided by 58? Okay, it is 5.1. So I want at least 6 new members for what I put in. It would be great to get 10 new members for my $300. So let's recap everything that we just did. Step number 1, meditate, picture your best life. Imagine 10 dreams that are going to bring you closer to the person that you want to be. Write those 10 dreams down. Write them down every day. Start living them. Have them become a reality in your life. Choose one dream to focus on for the month of September. And detail the logistics of what you need to do right now in September to make this dream become a reality. Assess whether or not the dream is connected to your income or your expenses. And then examine your financial commitments. You might find at this stage that your dream is too lofty for your current income situation, and that it might be better to focus on one of the other dreams right now. And if that's coming up with you, please shoot me a message. I can help you work through it. So examine your financial commitments. What's coming in, what's going out, what resources do you need to achieve your dreams? How much time do you have to give? You know, what's the opportunity cost? What other things are you giving up in order to achieve this dream? You know, one of the things that I've had to sacrifice in order to achieve this dream is having long late night television sessions with my husband. And I really miss that a lot of the time. But if in order for me to be functional, I have to get at least 7 or 8 hours of sleep, which means I'm going to bed at like 10 o'clock every night. So there is a sacrifice involved with achieving these dreams. And you got to write that down. You know, you got to face it head on, be okay with it, accept it as it is. What kind of issues are going to come up? If one of my kids needs me for the whole day, I lose those 5 hours of work. If I'm not feeling well, I lose that 5 hours, and now I'm down to 30 or 20 hours for the week. You know, family and friends needing things. Sometimes somebody has a crisis and I get sidetracked. It happens to everyone. You're not alone in your distractions. And do you have a deadline? As everybody's busy, you know, everybody's working their tails off, trying to get back to normal. So what kind of deadlines are you facing with regards to your goals? Write it down. Make a spreadsheet. Make a spreadsheet of what's coming in. Make a spreadsheet of what's going out. And give every dollar a job. If you have a profit and you know that you need to pay bills with it, that's where that money is going this week. And maybe your dream goes from being a superstar musician to being caught up on your bills. That's an okay dream to just be caught up on your bills. That's why I wrote be debt free as my very first goal, because I felt like I couldn't focus on anything else with regards to my business until all my credit card debt was eliminated. So open a spreadsheet, make a list of what's coming in, make a list of what's going out, and then create a section for your dream. Give it a SMART goal. Make sure that it's specific, measurable, attainable, realistic, and time-based. So my dream to help musicians and artists launch their businesses, that means that I need to reach new people. Every month I need to reach new people. How many? Well, it would be great if I got 10 new students a month. That would be fantastic, right? So my goal for this month is to have an ad spend, run an ad, and get at least 10 new members in the MMC. I'm going to run the ad and see what happens. And then in October, we're going to check in. We're going to see how it went. I hope that was helpful for you. If you have any questions, please feel free to shoot them to me. I'm here in email or in the community. You can also reach me on Facebook or Instagram. So please feel free to reach out. If you thought this was helpful, please feel free to share with your friends. I can give a referral code if anybody wants one. Just let me know. All right. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll talk to you next week.